I am speaking to you now because the wind of your life is shifting in this very breath, and the margin between what was and what shall be has narrowed to the span of a hand. Hear me, child. I am the Lord who called you by name when no one saw you, who kept you breathing when the room felt airless, who wrapped strength around your shoulders when regret tried to grind your bones to dust. I have watched you look for me in places too loud to hear a whisper and in nights too quiet to hold your thoughts. I have seen the tremble you hid behind your smile, the questions you pressed down like coals that still burn from beneath the ash. I am not far. I am near enough to catch what your lips will not say. This is your final alert before a door changes its hinge and swings to a side that cannot be forced from the outside. I do not threaten you, I warn you because I love you. I am not counting your failures, I am counting your minutes. There are 5 left in this holy reckoning of your heart. Archangel Michael stands at your threshold, armor bright with the flame that does not consume, voice like a trumpet across water. He is not angry at you, he is urgent for you. He is not scolding, he is sounding the last bell before the gate closes on a season that cannot be remade. I have sent him because my hand is upon you, and the hand of God is not a trinket you wear for decoration. My hand is the lifeline that keeps you from drifting into a sea that calls itself freedom and ends in undertow. You feel the tug already, don't you? That slow pull away from prayer, that way of saying I'll return soon and never quite returning. That drift of days where your yes is soft and your no is softer, and compromise looks like kindness until it devours you. Hear me, the drift always looks gentle. The wave always smiles before it swallows. Listen with your spirit and not your fear. When I say 5 minutes, I am not asking you to measure seconds on a clock, I am asking you to measure surrender in a heart. You have 5 choices to make, and heaven has bound them to this hour. Choice 1, choose me above the voice that flatters you into forgetting me. You know the voice, the one that speaks smooth words that make your chest feel light and your spine feel hollow. It tells you that you can serve 2 fires, that you can be a river and a desert in the same breath. You cannot. When the last ember of the lesser fire dies, you will find yourself cold beside an altar that never loved you back. Choose me, and your spine will fill again with song. Choice 2, lay down the idol of timing. You have argued with my calendar as if it were your rival, rehearsed what you would accomplish if I would hurry, convinced yourself that my slowness equals my absence. I am not late. I am building a frame that will not collapse when joy finally climbs upon it. I have refused some requests because they were warships disguised as gift boxes. I have delayed other requests because if I had answered yesterday, you would have wasted what I am giving you today. Trust me with the minutes and the years. Time obeys me. Choice 3, forgive who you said you could never forgive. Not because they deserve it, but because you deserve to stop carrying the chain that keeps bruising your ankle. The chain has become a rhythm you are used to, you swear you don't hear it anymore, but your steps tell the truth. Forgiveness does not excuse what happened, it releases what holds you to it. Let Michael cut it now. This is why his sword gleams at your door. It is not raised against you, it is raised for you. Choice 4. Close the door that keeps swinging between sacred and counterfeit. You keep the hinge oiled and pretend you do not notice how much goes missing each time the counterfeit enters. Your focus, your peace, your discipline, your appetite for holy things. You have called it habit, I call it a thief that wears perfume. You have called it companionship, I call it a shadow that walks off with your daylight. Close it now. Nail it shut. Tell Michael the name of it, and he will seal it. Do not romanticize what keeps robbing you. Choice 5. Speak aloud to me. Not a performance, not a speech you think I want to hear, not a poem you are rehearsing for heaven, your real voice, the voice you use when the house is dark and your face is unguarded. Tell me you are tired of holding the world on a bent shoulder. Tell me you miss the way we spoke when you were not so clever and not so wounded. Tell me you want my hand to hold you in front of the faces that misread you. Tell me you want to come home in a way that sticks. I will not laugh at your stammer. I will not despise your small confession. I will pour oil on your tongue and set your words on fire, not to burn you, but to burn away what will not heal. Your mind has been a courtroom where your hope is always on trial. Today I walk into that room as judge and as father, and I declare, case dismissed. The accusations against your worth have no standing in my law. The witnesses of shame saw only fragments and told the whole story badly. The prosecutor is loud because he is losing. Silence that echo by standing where I stand. Stand with me, and even the memory of old verdicts will lose its power. Do you feel your chest loosening? That is not wishful thinking, it is a hinge swinging in the right direction. Step through it, do not be fooled by the theater of chaos around you, the sudden messages meant to distract you, the old temptations wearing new clothes, the strange melancholy that rolls in exactly when you're ready to pray. These are not coincidences. They are weather sent to keep your sails torn. I am the God who still commands winds. I am the God who still says peace, be still, and even the moods of your mind must obey. But hear me with seriousness, peace is not only a gift, it is also a stewardship. You cannot water it with what poisons it. Turn down the volume of your distractions, and watch your focus return like a friend through the door you thought you'd locked from the inside. Michael is screaming because your destiny has been too polite with your delay. He will not let you make a nest in a hallway. He is telling you to move because a room has been prepared, and if you choose the hallway out of habit, the room will be assigned to someone who will use it. I do not say this to frighten you, I say it to free you from the lie that opportunities sit forever on your porch. They knock, and then they walk. This is the knock. This is the fist upon the wood. Open, you fear that if you step fully into me, you will lose people, places, and patterns that have become familiar. You will. But you will also lose exhaustion, double-mindedness, and nights of rehearsed conversations that never heal anything. You will lose the ache in your stomach that arrives every time you say yes to what you meant to refuse. You will lose the panic of trying to read every room to feel safe. You will gain the straight gaze of someone who knows whose they are. You will gain the voice that does not break when told to be silent. You will gain the steady hour in the morning where your first sentence is not "What do they think?" but "What are you saying, Lord?" You will gain a spine that bows only in worship and never in fear. I have already written your name, and heaven does not erase easily. But when I say before heaven erases your name, understand me correctly. I mean before you erase yourself from the place I assigned you by choosing every other place but it, before you voluntarily step off the page I inked for you and complain that you have no story. I will not force you to live the life I designed. Love does not program puppets. I invite you, command you, counsel you, and if necessary I roar to you through the mouth of my archangel so that you understand how irreplaceable this moment is. Your name belongs where I placed it. Do not redact it with your fear. Let me speak to the grief you pretend you have finished. It still sits at the end of your bed some nights and whispers that joy is for other addresses. It tells you that you are the last to be chosen, the afterthought, the maybe later. It lies. You have not been overlooked, you have been preserved. You have not been punished, you have been prepared. Every unanswered door taught your knuckles how to knock with faith. Every delayed answer taught your eyes how to watch without cynicism. Every betrayal taught you the anatomy of counterfeit affection so that you cannot be fooled when true love stands in front of you offering covenant. Do not despise your curriculum. You passed classes you didn't know you were taking. Now, gather your heart like a garment. Hold it up to me. Say, God, I'm done pretending I can carry this without you. Say, God, if there are rooms in me I have locked against your wisdom, I give you the keys. Say, God, make my appetite holy again. Say, God, burn out of me the taste for things that keep insulting my calling. Say, God, I choose your hand over every hand that only claps for me when I perform. If you say it, heaven will hear you. If you mean it, heaven will move for you. You are not too late. You are right on the minute of mercy that was carved for you before you learned to count. There are people you think you need to keep your balance who are the very reason you keep stumbling. I am not asking you to hate them. I am asking you to stop sinning against yourself by giving them the authority only I should have. Set boundaries without bitterness. Bless and release without sabotage. Michael will stand between you and the guilt that will try to bulldoze your resolve. He is fierce, but he is also gentle with those who choose me. You will not be alone when you say no. You will be backed by an army that knows the sound of your name in my mouth. You asked me quietly, will I miss what was meant for me? Hear me, my will is not a single fragile thread you snap with one wrong step. My will for you is a braided cord of mercies renewed morning by morning. It bends, it corrects, it redraws, it relights the path when fog enters from nowhere. But there are intersections where the delay itself becomes disobedience. You have reached one. Stand straight. Lift your chin. Choose me publicly inside your private room. The public fruit will follow the private vow. Take these next breaths deliberately. Inhale as if you are receiving a name again. Exhale as if you are releasing a history. Inhale what I say about you, beloved, chosen, guarded, anointed for this hour, not accidentally alive but purposefully positioned. Exhale what the world stamped on you, too late, too much, too little, too complicated, too broken, too naive. Those labels never fit, they were stitched for the mannequins of other people's fears. You are not a display. You are a living temple. I do not rent temples, I dwell in them. Your assignment is not grand theater for strangers' applause. It is faithful light in the exact corners I have given you. Love radically where it is hardest to love, but do not equate love with the surrender of your sanity. Work diligently where you stand, but do not equate diligence with slavery to outcomes you cannot control. Pray as if you are watering a field that will feed more people than you will ever meet, because you are. Speak truth without venom. Correct without cruelty. Laugh like someone who survived a storm and refuses to let thunder intimidate them. I place my hand over your head now. Feel the warmth that reaches where your mind runs too fast. Feel the steadiness that reaches where your heart knocks too hard. Michael places his hand upon your shoulder. Strength, resolve, focus. The chatter breaks like cheap glass. The fog peels away. The door that belonged to you clicks open, not by magic, but by authority. Walk through. Don't sprint from panic, step from promise. You do not need to prove that you heard me, your peace will prove it. You do not need to advertise your turning, your fruit will announce it in due time. Let me tell you one last secret before the minute changes. The fear of losing my hand is not solved by gripping harder, it is solved by relaxing into the hand that grips you. You keep thinking you are the vine. You are the branch. You keep thinking you are the river, you are the song it carries. I am not threatening to let you go. I am inviting you to stop letting go of me. When you do, you will discover that the miracles you thought required a stadium require only a steady yes, repeated daily, sung quietly, defended fiercely. The angels move on the vibration of that yes. Michael smiles when he hears it. Demons loathe it because it is stronger than spectacle. So here is how you open this message completely. Say yes to me again, and mean it with your schedule, your circle, your secret habits, your words when you are alone, your choices when you are afraid. Put your phone down when I nudge you. Pick your Bible up when I whisper to you. Step outside and let the sky remind you that the roof of your worry is too low for a God this big. Drink water, breathe deeply, tidy the space you keep forgetting, make the call you have delayed, apologize where you must, forgive where they never will, and return to the altar that is not furniture but fellowship. The supernatural begins in the ordinary obedience you think is too small to matter. 5 minutes is not about panic, it is about priority. Heaven is not erasing your name, heaven is asking you to stop erasing yourself. Michael is not shouting to shame you, he is shouting to save you from noise that disguises itself as love. And I, your God, your Father, your witness, your Maker, am not scaring you into holiness, I am loving you into wholeness. Let my hand be the first thing you reach for and the last thing you release. I will not drop you. I never have. I never will. Now breathe. Now choose. Now walk. And as you do, hear the quiet truth stronger than any trumpet. You are mine, and I am here that I am speaking to you now because love will not let me be silent. Hear me without delay. The air around you knows there are only minutes left on a clock you cannot see, and yet the mercy within those minutes is wider than oceans. Archangel Michael is shouting to rouse you because you have learned to sleep through gentle whispers. So I come with wind and weight. I come with the sound that wakes a house. I come with urgency only because I desire your safety, your peace, your whole life to be rescued from the edge where you are standing. You have stood on that edge for too long, peering over it, making friends with it, calling it my view. But it is not a view, it is a cliff. 5 minutes is not a threat, it is a gift. It is not the closing of heaven's door, it is the opening of a narrow gate, and I am holding it with my own hand so it does not swing shut before you walk through. Listen closely. You are on the verge of losing what you did not build, what you cannot buy, and what you cannot survive without, my hand upon your life. Not because I am eager to remove it, but because you have been walking where my hand will not bless. Bitterness like a ring you refuse to remove, secret anger you feed when no one is watching, words you know are poison yet you sip them as medicine. You have allowed shadows to become your counsel and noise to become your prayer. And still, I have covered you. Still, I have pulled you out of nights that could have swallowed you. Still, I have placed people on your path like lamps along dark roads. And still, you wander toward the voice that flatters and devours. Hear me, when my hand lifts, it is not because I cease to love you, it is because love will not chain you. I will not force joy upon a mouth that tastes for ash. I will not push peace into fists that only want to fight. I honor the door you open, even when it is the wrong door. But not tonight. Tonight I knock so loudly that the neighbors will ask, who is at their door? Tonight I send Michael to cry out in a voice you cannot ignore, because you have asked me in your tears for a turning you could not make alone. You prayed it and you forgot you prayed it. I did not. Hear me and stay still for a moment. The enemy of your soul has crafted a calendar with your name, where every day breaks you by inches, so slowly you misname it normal. He wants you late, not lost, distracted, not destroyed, proud, not peaceful. He prefers you to sing near the edge and laugh at warning signs. And yet, even at this edge, my spirit is beside you now, his counsel pouring like sunrise through shutters you forgot to open. There is a path back from the brink. There is a path not just to safety but to destiny, the work and wonder I planted in you before you had a name. You think destiny looks like stadiums and fireworks, but the doorway into it is very small: honesty, repentance, surrender, obedience that moves even when trembling. You want me to shout a new chapter. I am telling you to close an old one, gently, firmly, completely. There are numbers you must delete, places you must stop going, habits you must starve, words you must bury, apologies you must make. You think this is loss. It is surgery. You think this is punishment. It is rescue. You think it is the end of joy. It is the start of quiet where true joy grows. 5 minutes is enough. It is enough to say, God, I am done pretending. I am done negotiating with darkness. I am done calling around a personality trait. It is enough to say, take this phone from my hunger, take this memory from my altar, take this plan from my clenched fist. It is enough to stand up and walk to the window and speak out loud, I belong to you. I break agreement with what is killing me. It is enough to pour out what you hid in the drawer and to delete what you thought no one would see. It is enough to choose quiet over constant spectacle. Prayer over performance, clarity over chaos. It is enough to forgive, not because they deserve ease but because you deserve oxygen. It is enough to place your name back in my book not with ink you purchased but with tears that truth pulled from your chest. I do not require eloquence, I require yes. Michael is shouting because the hollow promises have grown louder. He is shouting because someone nearby has worn the mask of care while measuring your downfall for personal gain. He is shouting because confusion is a room with many doors, each labeled freedom, but only one opens to light. He is shouting because you know which door it is and you keep choosing another, telling yourself that this time the darkness will greet you kindly. He is shouting because time has been generous to you, and you used its generosity to build a throne of excuses. He is shouting because destiny cannot be delayed forever without becoming regret. He is shouting because I asked him to, because I love you too much to be fashionable with your future, Hear what I promise and do not twist it. I promise presence, not applause. I promise peace in storms, not the absence of storms. I promise provision that fits your assignment, not your envy. I promise honor that follows humility, not the artificial crown you keep trying on in front of mirrors that never tell the truth. I promise a love that does not flinch when you confess and does not weaken when you are weak. I promise change that is sometimes so slow you call it boring and sometimes so swift you call it frightening, but at every speed, it is holy. I promise to teach your hands to release what hurts and to hold what heals. I promise to turn this night, this very night, into a memorial of turning if you will say yes. Do not confuse my urgency with anger. I am not shouting to scare you, I am shouting to silence the lies that have been shouting at you. Do not confuse my warning with withdrawal. If I wanted to leave, I would not wake you. I am here, nearer than your pulse, patient beyond your mistakes, fierce in my commitment, unwilling to share your heart with every passing idol that drains you and calls it love. You are not a storage room for other people's chaos. You are not a landfill for words that curse. You are not a convenience for those who only visit when they are thirsty and leave you empty. You are a vineyard and I am the vinedresser. I prune because you matter. I prune because fruit must come. I prune because you prayed for harvest and forgot that harvest requires a blade before it brings bread. Look at your life with me now. Breathe. There are names whose presence bends your spine. Release them to me. There are screens that steal your dawn, turn them face down and lift your face up. There is a room you enter when you are lonely that always leaves you lonelier, lock it. There is music that makes your soul agree with sadness as identity. Change the song. There is a plan you wrote while afraid, tear it. There are messages you keep rereading to reopen pain, archive them in the sea where I throw sins you confess. There is an apology you owe, do it without performance, without defending your rightness, without adding the but. There is an apology you will never receive, choose freedom anyway. There is a gift I gave you that you keep hiding because you prefer the applause you get for being broken. Bring the gift into daylight and practice until it stops scaring you. I did not wire you for cages. I did not design you for the endless theater of pretending to be small. You learned that to survive. I am teaching you now to live. You fear that if you let go of the rope you have been holding, you will fall. Hear me, it is the rope that is dragging you. Your hands are bleeding because it was never yours to control. Let go. You fear that if you close that door, you will have nowhere to go on the cold nights. Hear me, that door is the cold. Open your window instead, let me in, let air in, let truth in. You fear that if you are honest, people will leave. Hear me, the ones who leave are answering a prayer you forgot you prayed, God, protect me from what is not for me. Your honesty is an evacuation order for parasites. Your integrity is pest control. Your yes to me is also a no to the counterfeit. You cannot keep both. The clock keeps moving in a world that pretends you have infinite time. You do not. But I am the Lord of time, and I can do in minutes what you could not do in years if you will consecrate these minutes to me. There is a blessing on the other side of this surrender that does not look like the noisy blessings you chase. It looks like sleep without bargaining. It looks like laughter that does not require someone else to lose. It looks like ideas that arrive without panic. It looks like favor that does not corrupt your kindness. It looks like wisdom that makes you slow to answer and quick to listen. It looks like strength that does not announce itself but lifts what others drop. It looks like resources arriving on roads you did not know existed because you stopped trying to control who is the messenger. It looks like family healing that starts not with their apology but with your obedience. It looks like me with you, and when I am with you, even deserts learn to grow gardens. Michael is not just shouting, he is guarding. He stands where the road splits. On one path, lights glitter and applause is easy, but the ground gives way when storms come. On the other path, the gate is narrow and the walk begins in shade, but the stones are set by my hand and do not betray your weight. Michael will not choose for you, but he will keep the night from swallowing you while you choose. He will contend against whispers that sound like your own voice telling you to delay. He will hold back the scavengers of shame who circle when you decide to stand. He will escort you past the noise into the quiet where my spirit will teach you the cadence of a life that is not frantic. You have called your anxiety purpose because it kept you moving. I am giving you purpose that moves you without devouring you. You asked me, in secret, if your name still matters to heaven. You asked me if the pages where I wrote your days are now smudged, if your place at my table is now occupied by someone holier, louder, more stable, less complicated. Hear me with all the tenderness I can give words. Your name is not a chalk mark on a board that any wind can erase. Your name is carved where storms cannot touch. But there is a book you are writing with your choices. And there are chapters you must not let the enemy author. I am protecting the meaning of your name by insisting you stop signing your consent under lies. When I say 5 minutes, I am not threatening to erase you, I am inviting you to erase agreements that are erasing you. Now, do this with me. Put your hand over your heart. Breathe. Say, God, I give you what I have been hiding. Say, I renounce the appetite that calls me back to chains. Say, I forgive the ones who didn't see me, who used me, who abandoned me. I bless them, and I release my right to revenge. Say, I break covenant with fear. Say, I choose the narrow gate. I choose your hand. Do not wait to feel holy, speak while your voice still shakes. Obedience dries the trembling. Faith warms the blood. Heaven is listening, not with suspicion but with celebration. I will now put keys in your hands. They are simple and they are strong. First key, morning. Meet me before the noise. Speak gratitude before requests. Let your first words train your day. Second key, boundaries. Write them down. Keep them even when loneliness complains. Boundaries are kindness to the future you. Third key, counsel. Seek voices that carry my fragrance, not your flattery. Sit with those who make you honest. Fourth key, service. Give what you wish someone would give you. The door you open for another is the door I open for you. Fifth key, worship. Sing when you do not want to. Praise interrupts the script the enemy keeps rehearsing in your mind. Sixth key, purity. Not perfection, but direction. Choose where your eyes live, where your thoughts may plant, where your body may rest. Seventh key, rest. Not laziness, but Sabbath, a deliberate ceasefire with the world so your soul can remember it is not a machine. Eighth key, generosity. Be a river, not a reservoir. A clenched fist cannot receive. Ninth key, truth. Tell it. To me, to yourself, to those you love. Lies are expensive, truth is heavy, but it pays you back with freedom. 10th key, patience. Do not try to harvest what you planted yesterday. Give growth the dignity of time. I am never late, though I refuse your calendars when they make idols of outcomes. I am setting angels at your thresholds. At the door of your mind, to sift what enters. At the door of your phone, to disrupt what hunts you. At the door of your room, to saturate your rest with peace. At the door of your work, to open what no human hand can pry and to close what would rot your soul. I am anointing your feet to walk away from flattery that disguises trap as opportunity. I am placing favor on conversations you feared to have. Truth spoken with humility will build bridges you thought were burned beyond ash. I am healing the heavy place behind your ribs where dread learned your address. I am lifting the sentence you wrote against yourself. I am canceling the contract shame made you sign in childhood. I am erasing the chalk lines fear drew around your future. I am replacing accusation with assignment. Do not ask me for a sign and then ignore the signs I already sent. You prayed for confirmation and then scrolled past it. You asked for a word and then refused the one that asked you to change. Consider this your sign, your word, your open door. Consider this the hand you feared you had lost, reaching for you again. Take it. You do not need to be worthy to take it, you need to be willing. Worthiness is my gift. Willingness is your answer. If you could see what I am protecting you from by calling you home tonight, you would run. If you could see what I am preparing for you, conversations that heal families, work that satisfies without stealing you, friendships that call you higher without shaming you, you would sprint. If you could see the faces of those who will breathe easier because you obeyed, you would not delay another breath. The clock is still moving, but mercy moves faster. You think 5 minutes is small. I built galaxies in less. I lift whole histories in a single yes. I have taken thieves and made them gardeners. I have taken cynics and made them prophets of kindness. I have taken the ones who burned every bridge and taught them to build cities of reconciliation. I am not asking you to become holy in 5 minutes. I am asking you to hand me the steering wheel in 5 minutes. I will drive you where holiness is natural. I will teach you to love what is good, not by force but by forming your appetites anew. Michael's cry will fade when you say yes, not because he leaves, but because peace will be louder. The siren becomes a song. The urgency becomes momentum. The warning becomes wisdom. You will still hear the edge sometimes, but it will be behind you, not beneath you. You will still be tempted by comfortable prisons, but you will remember the taste of fresh air. You will still be offered contracts by the same voices, but their ink will look like tar against the light inside you. You will walk differently. People will notice. Some will resent the new you because the old you was easier to use. Bless them and keep walking. Some will follow you through the gate, because you went first and they were waiting for someone brave. Honor them and keep walking. Most importantly, you will notice me more, my nearness in small places, my laughter when you laugh clean, my tears when you think you are alone in yours, my strength when fatigue tells you that yesterday's surrender was enough for a lifetime. Surrender is not a single heroic act, it is a rhythm. I will teach you the steps. Now, take these next breaths with me. Inhale grace, exhale shame. Inhale courage, exhale delay. Inhale clarity, exhale confusion. Inhale forgiveness, exhale revenge. Inhale promise, exhale panic. Put your hand on the handle of the narrow gate. Turn it. Step through. Say, Jesus, I am yours again. Take me where your hand can stay on me. That is all. That is everything. Heaven is not erasing your name, heaven is erasing the debts tied to it. Heaven is writing a new chapter with letters that do not fade. Heaven is moving resources toward the life you will live on this side of yes. If you stumble tomorrow, do not return to the cliff in despair. Return to me. I am not a courtroom where you must win your case by eloquence. I am a father who welcomes, a physician who heals, a king who trains, a friend who stays. I do not grow tired of the ones who keep trying, I grow seeds in them. I do not despise small beginnings, I build palaces from them. I do not reject weak prayers, I braid them into ropes sturdy enough to pull you out of pits you fell into with a smile. Keep coming. Keep choosing light. Keep opening this message in your heart. Let its urgency become your new gentleness with yourself and others. You do not need to shout at your soul anymore, you only need to listen. This is your moment. The clock is still ticking, but you have crossed a line with your yes. What you choose in these minutes will echo for years, and those echoes will be songs of deliverance if you let them. Walk with me now. Place what frightened you into my hands, and feel my hands do what yours could not. I am not late. I am here. My hand is not leaving you. It is leading you, out of noise into knowing, out of hunger into health, out of spectacle into substance, out of almost into destiny. Michael has done his part, now do yours. Close the door gently on what was, and follow me into what is becoming. I bless your feet, your mind, your breath, your rising, your resting, your speaking, your silence. I place my name over your name, and no wind can erase what I write. Go now, beloved. We have work to do and joy to gather. Stay with me, and you will keep what matters. Lose me, and even the glitter turns to grit. Choose me, and even the wilderness learns your name with affection. The hand you feared to lose is holding you tighter than ever, not to control you, but to guide you through a narrow place into a wide land. The minutes are enough. The mercy is more. Your name is safe with me.